2025 gave us unforgettable red carpets, but not always for the right reasons. Some stars served, some stumbled, and some left us genuinely concerned. Let's dive into the worst fashion disasters of the year, one event at a time. Let's start with the Oscars 2025, where the acting was stellar, and the outfits were definitely not. It was a huge night for Best Supporting Actress winner Zoe Saldana, but unfortunately, her dress was an even bigger fashion fail. It looked like someone took a pair of velvet drapes, stuffed them like throw pillows, and called it couture. At this point, her dress might be more qualified for interior design than the red carpet. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, Whoopi Goldberg said, "Hold my space blanket." Now, I love Whoopi, but this dress? It looked like she got wrapped up in futuristic gift wrap, or maybe a very fancy garbage bag. Bold? Absolutely. Flattering? Not so much.
You are a vision.
This dress is spectacular, I'm not gonna lie.
Then there's Isabella Rossellini, an absolute legend, but her dress? More luxury hotel drapery than red carpet elegance. The deep blue velvet was stunning, but the shapeless cut swallowed her whole. A little structure could have taken this from medieval wizard to true Hollywood royalty. Meanwhile, Sofia Vergara's lace-up gown was more beach club chic than red carpet glam. A rare miss for both.
I don't do what is in fashion, I just do what makes me feel confident and beautiful.
Anna Kendrick, however, had the opposite problem. Too much going on. The asymmetrical shoulder, the fringe, the layers. It looked like she lost a battle with a pom-pom factory. Points for trying, but sometimes less is more.
I just don't want to think about it. I don't want to worry about it.
Olivia Wilde, on the other hand, went in the opposite direction, straight to honeymoon lingerie territory. Someone should have reminded her this wasn't a pajama party. And Penelope Cruz? She usually stuns, but this dress completely lost her waistline in layers of unnecessary draping. And then there's Julia Fox. Maybe she was aiming for the birth of Venus, but instead of flowing waves, she got caught in a tangled mess of misplaced hair extensions. Or maybe she was just trying to outdo Bianca Censori's barely there Grammy dress? Because nothing says moving on like beating your ex's new wife in the shock factor game. And last but definitely not least, Brandi Carlile. She arrived looking like the Mad Hatter minus the hat. The polka dots, oversized lapels, and that random red bow. Major eccentric tea party host vibes. We're just waiting on the Wonderland invite at this point.
How do you feel in this?
I feel like I'm a part of a fairy tale. I really do. It's like I'm in a beautiful fairy tale.
Next stop, Paris Fashion Week, where designers dream big, and some dreams should have stayed in the sketchbook. Take Pamela Anderson at Mugler. Instead of a bold, fresh moment, she turned up in a shiny high-neck dress that looked like it had been borrowed from an 80s time capsule. The stiff silhouette swallowed her charm instead of celebrating it, leaving the whole look feeling dated rather than daring. Over at Chloe, Olivia Wilde took a completely different misstep. She showed up to Chloe looking like she got lost on the way to a prairie wedding. The lace overload and ruffled crop top felt less runway, more vintage shop impulse buy. And then came the leopard print showdown. Both Gwendolyn Christie and Rita Ora went bold with animal spots, but in two totally different and equally questionable directions. Gwendolyn's look gave strong, heading to brunch at the zoo energy, while Rita's version made us wonder if she forgot half her outfit before leaving the hotel. Leopard might be timeless, but this wasn't it. Barbara Palvin also left us scratching our heads at the BOF 500 Gala. Her look had so much going on, odd hip padding, random feathers, misplaced lace. It felt more like a DIY sewing experiment than red carpet couture. Emma Corrin, on the other hand, looked like they raided their grandma's closet and layered everything at once. The mismatched tartans and bulky fleece screamed thrift store chaos, not front row fashion. And speaking of fumbles, Jenny Ortega at Givenchy and Emma Chamberlain at Courrèges somehow ended up with the same problem. Sheer skirts that didn't feel like finished outfits. Instead of fashion forward, they felt unfinished, like swimsuit cover-ups that never got the rest of the outfit. Sophie Turner arrived at Louis Vuitton in what can only be described as bat cosplay. Dramatic wings, bulky boots, and a dark silhouette that looked more Gotham vigilante than front row chic. Fun for Halloween, maybe? But for Fashion Week? A bit much. Amy Lou Wood also struggled at Chloe in a look stuck between dominatrix cosplay and vintage schoolgirl, and the beige boots only added to the confusion. At Louis Vuitton, Lara Worthington took the oversized trend to a strange place. Her look had the vibe of a belted blanket trying very hard to pass as couture. The whole thing just felt clumsy and unfinished. Meanwhile, Lauren Sanchez gave us one of the strangest style arcs of the week. First, she showed up in a stiff gray suit that screamed quarterly earnings call rather than Paris Fashion Week. Then, at Chanel, she switched into a gown that tried so hard for drama but only ended up fussy and dated. And when Jeff Bezos is the best dressed in the couple, you know the styling memo went missing. And now we're off to Cannes, the festival of cinema, sunshine, and surprisingly messy fashion moments. Halle Berry showed up looking like a half-unwrapped birthday present someone forgot to return. The Jacquemus black and white striped halter dress had a puffed-up skirt and a random pink ruffle popping out the back like a surprise party no one asked for. It gave Beetlejuice, but make it couture confusion. Honestly, Halle deserves better. And so do we. And then there was Heidi Klum, who clearly missed the email about no voluminous outfits. The Cannes red carpet rules were strict this year. No massive trains, no dress traffic jams. But Heidi rolled up in a pink ruffle explosion that looked like it got into a fight with a cotton candy machine and lost. Was it bold? Yes. Was it legal? According to Cannes, not really. Now, let's talk about mint condition chaos. Alessandra Ambrosio's green silk gown with furry sleeves looked like a sexy holiday ornament come to life. The fabric was luxe, the slit was high, but those sleeves? They belong on a Muppet. It's giving glamorous swamp queen, and not in a flattering way. Julia Garner went full gothic glam in a sheer black Gucci number that felt more funeral chic than red carpet. The wrinkled fabric, the moody makeup, the deadpan pose. We get it, you're intense. But at Cannes, we need drama with polish, not just drama. Eva Longoria, our usually flawless red carpet queen, had a rare off day. Her gold and black Tamara Ralph gown looked like a last-minute loaner that didn't quite fit. The bodice was too roomy, the hem swallowed her feet, and the whole thing felt more try again later than opening night sleigh. The jewelry was on point, though. Pasquale Bruni, always a win. Irina Shayk usually eats up a red carpet, but this time, she may have overordered. Her black polka dot gown came with exaggerated puff sleeves and a dramatic train. Again, dress code violation alert. It looked like a couture Halloween costume inspired by a haunted ballroom. Chic in theory, costumey in reality. Shanina Shaykh's look had potential, until it didn't. The top half said structured elegance, and the bottom half said disco ball meltdown. The weird waistline jutting out like armor and the bedazzled skirt created a silhouette that was less high fashion and more fashion high alert. Points for drama, minus several for execution. Last stop, the CFDA Awards, where we saw the absolute best, and some shockingly bold misfires. Leslie Bibb went for gold, literally in a draped gown, but the fit wasn't quite right, and the ruffles made it feel a little dated. It's one of those almost moments. The idea was there, but the execution didn't match the occasion. Switching things up, Lily Allen tried for sleek and sultry with a lingerie-inspired outfit, but it leaned a little too revealing and understructured. With just a bit more coverage, it could have been modern chic. The concept was strong, it just needed more polish. Mandy Moore, unfortunately, didn't have the best luck with her outfit this time. The oversized sequins and sheer ombre skirt didn't quite blend together, and the silhouette didn't flatter her as it could have. It had potential, just needed a little more harmony between the pieces. Vera Wang closed the night's fashion roster with her signature edge. The dramatic sleeves and bandeau top were intriguing, but the proportions felt slightly off. It was experimental and bold, but maybe too much so for this particular red carpet.